Tomorrow, the president will be in San Diego to inspect border wall prototypes.
A lot of it's not and I grab it. The tube in this area is great because it makes it harder to climb over, it's harder to grab over, and it gives us an opportunity to hop to the front side as well. We have the Gino there maybe? One of the things we've really learned on this huge mental change from 18. These are all 30 feet. Is it 30, 20, at least 25 to 30. 30 feet is very effective. The hardest ones to climb are the smooth finish. This is easy. This is super important. This one with the smooth face, or smooth the face, and the changing the material like I said before. Right behind this one overall because of the change in material. This is all stuff that sheet steel, very smooth surface, very effective. Well, this is the galvanized. The patina face from that patina and the last and it actually changes the we go to 6x6 material steel. This is purely terrible. Everybody's like, this is a little bit rough up until they get the steel. When they get the steel, not only is it the smooth, but the transition it's easy to come up with a solution to find one. When you then give them that midway up a change, and then another change, it makes it harder for them to jump. Yes, 83. That's the same thing.
The other big challenge.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's okay. I get this. We can adjust this every 2 weeks. We can stare at it every week. We don't have to. We've got actually on the coast of California. It's a big calendar. We would like to see this well, up to about here, and then we put a technical equipment here still. In Mexico, actually, our currently puts 30 pieces without this and without so it all works out. The Marines with the branch. That's important. Coming up we went back to the country. We wouldn't even know if there was any people there. If I can see through it, I actually have a great place to go on the south side of Mexico. If I see a problem, I can call and address it before it goes out. Right now, we can always go back to Mexico. We're bringing on the border itself. Yes, in fact, the outlets if you order those not all areas like some I have some pictures I can show you. We've proven here in San Diego. There's parts of every one of these walls I like. One benefit underneath of this wall is modified off of it.
aggregate, and I can put this on top. So if we are going to do a secondary out of concrete, this is the most flexible because I can step it every 5 feet as well.
Talk about it. We have to go over the fence.
Issues with this are little. But it doesn't have to be. So, but there isn't this.
So we're looking at the wall and the wall systems, and we have a lot of them. And this gentleman, who's a real expert, you've been doing this how long?
25 years, sir.
And you were here before they had a wall.
Correct. I started here in 1992.
And what was it like until you built the wall? And the wall, by the way, is that wall up there, which is just sheet metal, but still at least it works a little bit. How was it before you built the wall?
So there was effectively no border in San Diego. It was a chaotic situation. This fence behind me, it was made out of scrap metal that the military wasn't using, that we set in place to really just delineate the border once
You
again.
needed something.
And it changed our environment. We went from, we decreased the illegal cross-border traffic by 95% with that fence and the roads and the lights and the technology.
So
and the
that's
age.
95% with a scrap metal wall that they just put together with excess material. And it worked 95%. And that wall they can get over very easily. These walls they can't. But you know, for the people that say no wall, if you didn't have walls over here, you wouldn't even have a country. You wouldn't even have a country. And by the way, the state of California is begging us to build walls in certain areas. They don't tell you that. And we said, no, we won't do it until we build the whole wall. But there are certain areas, as you know, where they're really wanting us to build a wall. And because the people are complaining, people are pouring in. So, you know, they don't talk about that. Well, I do have a preference. The problem is you have to have see-through. You have to know what's on the other side of the wall. And I mean, a preference is something like that. The problem is you don't know what's on the other side of the wall. And if you don't know what's on, I mean, you could be 2 feet away from a criminal cartel and you don't even know they're there. Now we have equipment to take care of that, X-ray equipment, etc. But if you're on that side of the wall, that's the hardest wall to scale. It's got a lot of assets. The problem is, tell them, what do you think about the importance of see-through?
When I have a see-through wall, sir, I know what's approaching the border before it approaches. We have great partners in Mexico with the law enforcement on that side. I can call them for assistance. I don't get the opportunity to get ahead of a threat if I can't see it approaching.
And what's the danger of not having the see-through?
When the steel metal fence behind us, we learned from that, and back in the 90s, we went in and actually cut in cords where we could see on the south side. We found that smugglers were using the fence to hide behind. And they were either rocking our agents or they would acquire large groups of people or narcotics, and then they would just rush across the border quicker.
Now, if you just have a pure fence, now that's a fence, a very sturdy fence. But coming up, I noticed, the first thing I noticed, look how many holes are in that fence. Now, they fix the holes, but it doesn't look very good. They just patch it with more fence. But you take a look at the fence, and it's a very powerful fence, not doing the trick, because they cut holes in it, and then they're patching holes all the time. I'm just looking, you have hundreds of holes cut in and patched. So the fence is not strong enough. It's not the right idea. But for those people, if you don't have a wall system, we're not gonna have a country. There's a lot of problems in Mexico. They have a lot of problems over there. And they have the cartels, and the cartels, we're fighting the cartels, and we're fighting them hard. Nobody ever fought them like we fought them. I mean, we fight them hard. But the fact is, if you don't have a wall system, it would be bedlam, I imagine.
It's very hard to control with just personnel, sir. It's a combination of all the above.
So we're looking at the walls where you have some really some see-through capability. If you don't have some see-through, it's a problem. So we'll take a look up here.
Bye, guys. Have a good road.